The lingering crisis rocking the Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents, Anlca, will soon be a thing of the past as the Board of Trustees, BOT, and the National Executive Council, NECOM, are ready to shift grounds to broker peace for the association. The genesis of the crisis, which is linked to the leadership tussle of the Board of Trustees of Anlca, has placed freight forwarders at the receiving end as they continue to suffer unfavorable government policies within the ports and land borders, high-handedness from terminal operators and shipping companies. Chairman of BOT, Taiwo Mustapha, in an exclusive chat with Nigeria Maritime TV, decried the extent of the crisis, faulting the NECOM for failing to nip the issue at the board, hence the escalation.
So immediately after the election, we're all happy, okay, the election has come and gone, despite the fact that the former president was having his own candidate, but his candidate didn't win. He had no option than to hand over to whoever has won. So he had to hand over to Tony Iju, who won the election with 3 votes. And the norm within the board is that each time there is any key occasion coming up in the association, a day before, the board will meet to harmonize our position so that when we get to either the National Executive Council, that's NEC. Yes. So the board will already have our own position on what we want to present. So not when we get there, we start any argument within ourselves. So it was agreed a day before that we should conduct another election in view of what we have already agreed before, that after the National Executive, Committee election, whoever comes up as the president, we're going to have another election for the position of the Board of Trustees chairman. So we agreed, and we decided that night we should have another election. Of course, Henry Njoku kicked against it, that we shouldn't hold any election. Peter Obi kicked against it. But we looked at it within ourselves. We are 8 in the board. So 2 cannot override 8 of us, the remaining 6. So we went ahead, conducted the election. So it was 5 votes against 2. While one person, the late Areshoni Shitu, may Allah forgive him wherever he is, decided to abstain on the basis that he was pleading with both parties. Let's agree within ourselves, don't let us quarrel, don't let us fight. So, on that night, of course, it created issues within us. We all left. And that was the beginning of the crisis.
So after several attempts to resolve the crisis, Taiwo Mustapha believes if the following grounds are shifted, it will be a good place to start.
The peace to reign. We are 5 on our own side. They should bring 4 from their own side to join our 4, so we work as board. That is key issue there. Then we find a way around all the other issues. We find a way around all the other issues. I came up and said, wait. Number 1, the crisis started from the board. Let's go back to the same board issue. You have elected some people as your own board members. We still have our own board. Henry Joku, are you still interested to continue as a board? Because I've been hearing that you say you have resigned, he said no, he's no longer interested. I say fine. Obi, are you still interested? He said he's no longer interested. Because both of them have gone to council, CRFFN. I said okay, fine. Areshoni Shitu is dead. So remaining 5 of us out of 8. The board's supposed to be 9. I said let's take 4 from the other board. Let's take 4 names. Join in with these 5. So form a new board. That's 1. I said you guys have gone to Owerri to amend the constitution to increase the tenure of the national executive to single tenure of 5 years for the national executive, 4 years for the chapter executive. 6 years for the board. So what we're going to do there is, despite the fact that we were not part of that constitutional amendment that you guys have done, but in the interest of peace, let's take it that way. So for the remaining part of the regime, between this April 16 to April 16 next year, which is 1 year more, let your national executive remain in the office. We will work with them. The chapter executives as well, let them enjoy the same privilege. Their tenure has expired. Let them remain for another 1 year to make their own 4 years as well. And why I'm suggesting that is that both our board and your board, then the national executive and our own boys in the chapter executive, they will be able to come back together, laugh together, gist together the way it used to be.